You either is or you ain't. You do or you don't. You can or you can't. Or you will or you won't. Either way, baby, a good man, well, he's hard to find. Welcome to the One More for the Good Guys podcast, where good guys gather to shed light on the good life, the people, and the good things that make it that way. I'm Mike McGill with my co-host, Jamie Akins. Now, raise your glass, lend us your ear, and let's have one more for the good guys. Now, sorry, don't cut it when it's... Hey, everybody, McGill Billy here.
I'm Jamie.
Nice to have you back here at One More for the Good Guys podcast, where we talk about the good things, the good people, and a lot of good stuff. I tried it every week, and you don't ever just tell me what it is. Is it because you don't know either?
Not partially. Partially.
Or you just love to see me die out
Both.
there by
myself. It's about 50-50.
No, any rate, thanks so much for joining us. We're here in the honky tonk this evening, coming to you live with a little bit of thing about well, before we get into that, thanks for all the follows, the likes, the subscriptions on all of our social media accounts, and that would be over on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and here on the YouTubes. So we appreciate all of your support. We wish you, if you're looking for a really free way to help the channel, just give it a like, a subscribe, and or a follow on any of those platforms. And it truly is a free way to help, and it truly does help the channel.
It does help.
Yeah, it really does.
So, what are we smoking today?
Well, I got a call the other day from a good friend of ours and a customer, and asked me and said, "Hey, Mike, do you guys have any? Sometimes I like to have a little shorter cigar in the mornings just to get a little pep in my step."
Because who doesn't?
Yeah, with my coffee and stuff. Have you got anything you can recommend and or, I can't use the S word, but it's one syllable. 4 letters, starts at S, ends in L. And I said, yeah, of course, I've got you covered. So I said, I'll put you a 10-pack together and bring them to you. And for lack of, as I was thinking about that via that phone call, I thought, that would be a good little episode for the podcast of some of our favorites, some of the things that we like, and short smokes when you're short amount on time, or you just want enough to...
Or it's freezing outside.
It's freezing
winter,
outside. It's cold. It's a lunch break. It's just a little short starter for the mornings. Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
So, one of the first sticks that I had tried a long time ago and was really happy with was the New World AJ Fernandez in Cameroon. And I found that they had a what they call a short Robusto, which is little bitty fella, but it's 4 inches by 48 ring gauge, and man, it smokes like a big cigar.
I think it looks like about 8 inches.
It says 4 by... Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I agree with you, Mighty Mouse. We're big fans of the New World Cameroon. We've had them in
AJ in general,
and
really.
AJ in general. There's certainly certain blends that he has that stands out more so than others, but
and this is one
that
of
are our
them.
favorites. But this is one of them. But we got creative there, and it would be in wintertime, and we ordered some of these. And I'm telling you, man, this thing smokes like a big cigar. It's got all the body. It's got all the flavor. It's got as much pep as you want to get to. Again, it's the New World AJ Fernandez Cameroon in 4 by 48, short Robusto. Economical stick as well. Obviously, when I say we, and the guy's asking me if we could hook him up, then I say we. You know where to go find all that stuff at Good Guys Cigars.
Basically, the only Good Guys cigars in the world.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Use your Google.
Yeah, Google it, and it'll be over. What are you smoking there, Hot Rod?
I'm smoking the new EP Carrillo, new wave, new to me, not new to you, in a Robusto size.
Connecticut.
Yep, Ecuadorian, Connecticut, Dominican, otherwise. And I was just thinking this while you're talking there about that.
It's in a 5x50 size, so a very traditional Robusto size.
Yes, very. And what I was thinking is that I love Connecticut wrapper stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I do personally prefer Connecticut shade, to American Connecticut, to Ecuadorian Connecticut, and not really because of flavor, more because of aesthetics. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is about the prettiest Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper I've ever seen on this thing. The burn line, this so far, this cigar has been absolutely flawless.
Yeah.
For Connecticut. So,
and I had one of those. I posted it on Instagram earlier today, but I had one of those at the shop, at the barrel shop, and
wow.
With my coffee as I was getting settled in to figure out what I had to do today, and I mean, it just blowed my socks off, man. I had smoked them in the past. I thought they were good. Nothing wrong. I mean, obviously you can say that about anything Carrillo does.
Did you smoke this size?
But yes. Yeah. And I'm telling you what, I thought it was absolutely phenomenal. I got butter. I got toast, like a nice, like wheat toast. I got some cinnamon, some like not just like almost like jelly kind of sweetness, I mean, like sugary sweet. It was phenomenal, and it was a perfect size for what I was doing for that morning smoke of just getting everything together, getting my bearings, and doing that. And I was just impressed. Super
so
impressed.
Far, I'm impressed as well. I'm a big fan of that brand.
Yeah.
And we all know my favorite Connecticut's the champagne.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to say this is going to dethrone that, but this is
different.
It's different. I will tell you this though,
and I like it.
It is different.
Yeah.
This has got a little bit, not quite as much. It's got a little bit.
Yeah.
Little bit of spice, little bit of pepper.
Yeah.
But in a very good way. Not oh my God, it's
not overpowering.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. More of a pepper on the savory side instead of just the hot or whatever. But so far, this is just fantastic. Man.
Yeah.
My goodness. Lord. And affordable.
Very affordable. All these cigars. So with that being said, the Cameroon, in this one, you almost get some you get some spice. Definitely the first couple of drags off this thing. And on a retro, you're like, whoa, that'll wake you up. But there's also, tons of sweetness in this. There's also, and the sweetness is almost like it's almost like a raspberry kind of sweetness, kind of like a jelly or a jam type of preserved sweetness, just really good. some baking spices, maybe a little bit of like some gingerbread notes to it as well, with it being the Cameroon leaf.
Well, that's good to know because we've never smoked that size.
No, not this size. I've had it in the Torpedo. I've had it in a Gordo. I've had it in the. Did we do a Churchill or a Toro size? Maybe
I don't remember, but I know that they're all good. They're all good. They're not. There's not a dud in that.
No. But this one stands up as being a big cigar in a little package. And I'm guessing that's a 30-minute, 20-minute. Obviously you can get longer or shorter out of these depending on what kind of smoker you are. If you're a fast smoker, it's going to be a little less. If you're a long smoker, you can milk it and get through whatever you want.
For you, that's going to be an hour. That's an hour for you.
You think?
Yeah. You smoke slower than me. So 40 minutes at least. But you could make it a 20-minute smoke.
Yeah. I don't think I can make it a 20.
No.
Me.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm at 30.
Yeah. I want it. Oh my God. The Lady Vols are getting killed.
Hammered.
Sorry, but there's another friend up on your lot.
Yeah, I know it, man. I hate those bastards.
So short cigars, though.
But short cigars being said, this one stands up. It's got flavor. It's not just hey, I'm going to go smoke this one because it's small and it's short and I need a fix type of smoke.
Right.
Cigars aren't that. I don't care what size they are. You're not ever going to be jonesing like if you were a cigarette smoker of being like, I need a fix. I need a nicotine fix. I got to have a cigarette. I got to have a cigar. It's just not the same. But this one stands up really well. Big flavor, little stick. The EPC, in my opinion, like I said, I smoked one this morning and it was absolutely tremendous. I think it would be good with just straight black coffee. I drink my coffee with just enough cream in the bottom of the cup to cover the bottom, and then I go coffee. And either one of these pair really, really nice with that. I also think that both of these sticks, whether you're starting it out in the day or you're winding up in the evenings for just a little nightcap or something.
Oh, yeah.
I think both of these would pair nicely with a nice sweet rum.
Yeah. Or if you're a nighttime coffee drinker, and I am sometimes, this would definitely be. This is an any time of day cigar.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would not hesitate at all to pull this out at the lounge at 10 o'clock at night. I'd smoke this or 10 o'clock in the morning. No. This cigar is, might be my new favorite EPC smoke. Man, possibly.
I'm telling you.
We'll see how it goes.
I don't know if it was, if it was just something in the water or something, whatever, however you want to say it. Or if it was just, there's some days they just hit right,
Yeah.
But, man, that size, we've got those in Toros as well. So I would be excited to try it in a Toro to see if it's got the same kind of consistency and flavors as the Robusto does. That all being said, a short cigar with big flavor. You could also, with this little guy right here, this is the Zeno. It is also in a Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper, as well as Nicaraguan binder. It comes with Dominican, Honduran, and Nicaraguan fillers. And I'm going to take it out of the cellophane just so you guys can see it better. Fuck it. Here we go. But this is a new size to us. I have had the Zeno. Look at there. That one's ready to smoke. The band came off of it in the cello. I've had this cigar in a Toro and a Robusto size. Both of them, neither one was any better or any worse than the other. But this is the Zeno, and this is a half Corona. No, excuse me. Yeah. No, that's not right. This is a short torpedo. It is a 4-inch by 52 torpedo. And kind of a unique size. But this is basically Davidoff's answer to, hey, we're going to still make cigars that
people can afford
and not a $600 year of the who gives a shit Zodiac. So that being said, or like a $75 double R. I mean, they're ridiculous, some of them. I'm not saying that they're not good, but you know, we've had Davidoff before, and I mean,
we still got our tits.
Yeah, they didn't blow our tits off, as the Irish say. So, but this is a great little cigar. Going to be a kind of a little bit like the EPC. You're going to get, you're going to get sweetness. You're going to get some a little bit of pepper. Certainly not a pepper bomb, but you're going to get some spice. You're also going to get some of that musty funk that Davidoff is kind of known for. But a very, very big flavored cigar, and another one that is easy to have on the go, easy to do in short amount of times, whether it's during the mornings or a lunch break or anything like that. I was looking at some of the notes. Let's see if I agree with this. Definitely some coffee, some cream, some bacon spices. It says dark chocolate. I didn't get any dark chocolate. But at any rate, so it's a little more of an earthy profile, which Davidoff tends to be.
They do.
So if you like that, it is very affordable. And if you want to smoke them, we got them. That being said.
And one thing that I've always thought about with short cigars like this, because when I first started smoking, I wanted the Toro or something, with a good ring gauge on it, because I felt like that the draw would be better that way. And a lot of times it was, but not always. But I used to think I would equate value with the size of the cigar. It's more there to smoke. And indeed, there is more there to smoke, but that doesn't always mean more is better, because it'll change the flavor profile. Changing sizes changes the flavor profile. But I'll tell you something about, for those out there that think like that, I was raised to be frugal or whatever, and I thought, man, I really wanted, I want a big cigar. I want to sit my 2 hours or whatever. Well, smoke 2 of them, and that's what it just dawned on me one day. It's like, well, I don't really want to smoke that because I want to sit out there for a while. It's like, well, smoke 2.
And if this one tastes better.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Who gives a shit about? Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, you can look at that 2 different ways. I still, to this day, I love Churchill. I love a Churchill size, but I probably smoke more a Robusto or a Lonsdale or a Toro size or something like that, probably more than I do Churchills now, because of the time factors that I find myself having. Now, if I've really got time and I've really got the opportunity to kind of shut things out, I'll go for a Churchill.
Yeah,
pretty quick, because I like them. But
and the other thing is too, those other sizes you named, most people smoke those sizes.
Yeah,
Toro's the number one size by a long shot,
followed by Robusto.
Right. So
followed by the Gordo. I heard that
I bet Churchill's fourth or fifth.
Probably so. Not as popular. But I do like the Churchills. The ones that I particularly enjoy are ones that are closer to the ring gauge size of a true Churchill, which is a 47. So if I can get something in like a 7x48 or maybe even a 50, I like that Churchill. I tend to enjoy that size more so than I do like if it was a 7x54 or 52, a bigger.
And you'd
ring
think
gauge.
It wouldn't make that much of a difference, but the mouth feels different. The whole, there's a lot more to cigars than just flavor, but you're right. If it doesn't taste as good, might as well. But I'll tell you what, do not shy away from getting this in this size. I would recommend this to anybody.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Man, I tell you, like I said, it was just it was a difference of night and day this morning when I had that one at work, and I was just like, wow, this is freaking outstanding. This next little cigar that you've heard me brag on it before in the past. It is comes to us from sorry folks, I'm trying to do all this at the same time. You'd think I would know.
While you're looking that up, I was going to talk about something
please.
I did. We talked about Davidoff. I was watching the father and the son that run that company, and talking about short cigars in time. He would take, let's say, a Churchill, okay, and if he thought he only had an hour, he'd cut that sucker in half.
Yeah.
Now he'd leave the cap uncut, and he cut it in half. And now you've got a Robusto basically here, and then you got one over here too. And he lit it up and smoked it, and it was like no problem,
Which
so
I don't.
That's a little extreme for me, but I never thought about it that way. But I guess if it would stay together, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how it stays together. That's my only question on that is like
it unraveling.
Yeah. I mean, if it was, if it was something that was probably like capped on both ends or, something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure how he did it.
I could see that, but I certainly wouldn't argue with them. With them for sure. This next little guitar, I always go for guitar. And it's not a guitar, Mike. It's a cigar.
Yeah.
But this next little cigar is, man, I'm telling you, this might be the smallest. It's even a smaller ring gauge than this New World, the short Robusto I'm smoking. But you talking about a little cigar that smokes like a big cigar. And you can definitely make these last if you're so inclined. But it is the Grand Habano number 3 in the lunch break size.
Aptly named.
Yeah. It's a 4x40, 4-inch by 40 ring gauge. They come in boxes of 40. And man, I'm telling you, it's a multi-country blend. Dominican, Nicaraguan, there's Honduran tobaccos. There's Costa Rican tobaccos in here. If you're looking for something and to me, this also it's definitely medium strength. So it packs a little bit of a punch to be such a little. I mean,
I know.
It just looks like a little baby, But it packs a good punch, and there is, I don't want to say a lot, but that good mustiness, that good barnyard, that good hay, that good earthy component is in this. And there's also a lot of I shouldn't say a lot. There's not a lot, but there's some sweetness to it. There's definitely some coffee, roasted or black coffee, roasted coffee, bean kind of taste to this. And it pairs well with a coffee and or I think this would also pair well. I've had it with a glass of Bushmills. I've had it with a glass of what's the Old Forester, the 86 proof. So it mixes well with a lot of things, but creamy, got a little pep, but smokes like a big cigar. And again, very economical.
Big time. Were they $2 a piece?
Yeah, they're not very much at all. Not that we put a lot of emphasis on Cigar Aficionado's list because I don't know how much they're picking the cigars by them being really good cigars, or they're picking from the advertising dollars that they make. But this was definitely scored a 93 in Cigar Aficionado. And for good guy score, I'd say it's every bit of that. Yeah. I mean, it's a damn good little cigar. Again, you buy a box, 40 of them, last you for a long time. Easy to carry around, stuff it in your shirt pocket if you're not going to carry your case or your travel humidor around with you, and can smoke it anywhere.
One thing I want to talk about too here, and I made a mistake and I want to show everybody, but a lot of times when you're smoking a wrapper, a Connecticut wrapper, more so with the shade, but even with the Ecuadorian, I don't know if you can see, but the wrapper here has started to lift, and that's what was underneath the cigar band, the label.
Yeah. Did you pull it too soon?
Too late. Because if it starts to warm up, the glue will start to lose
more.
Yeah. And the other thing is too, is you want to look at the way the cigar was rolled, and you want to pull your band off in that direction.
Yeah,
I didn't do either of those things, and this is one of the things that happens. And regardless of how you've stored your cigars, I don't give a crap. If you live where we live, where the weather could be 30 today and 80 tomorrow, and humidity 174%, you're going to have wrapper issues with thinner wrapper cigars from time to time. It's just going to happen. And that's why you carry glue and whatever else. But this is my error here. I could have avoided that with experience, but now I've just given you 20 years of experience for yourself.
Of what not to do.
Nicaraguan
Habano wrapper, aptly named with the lunch break. Fillers from Costa Rica, Mexico, Nicaragua, and this is actually rolled in Honduras. Grand Habano 4.5 by 40. Grand Habano number 3, the lunch break. I promise you will not be disappointed with this little cigar. If you are, I'll buy every one of them back from you that you buy. That's how well I like them. That being said, our next little cigar that we really, really like is also a Cameroon leaf, which is from the Oliva factory. This cigar don't get a lot of accolades, and sometimes I feel like Oliva's regular series stuff don't get a ton of accolades because of the V and the Melanos and the special things that they come out with. But man, you talking for affordability, reliability, consistency, and if you like the sweeter side of Cameroon, of the Cameroon leaf itself, this Oliva G is a great little cigar. This is this in the Robusto? What is this? Yeah, it's a 4.5 by 50. Maybe that's a short Robusto too. I'll look it up here. Or you can, Jamie, while I'm rambling on about this. But Cameroon leaf over, I believe, Nicaraguan. Nicaraguan fillers. Perfectly balanced, sweet. It's got all that spice that Cameroon comes with. This probably has less spice than the New World, and is definitely more on the sweeter side, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, we've had some. We've had them in a
Churchill.
The Churchill says here's box pressed, and those ones we had are not. I don't think. I think they've got some odd sizes for what they're called. They're calling it Churchill 7 by 50. I wonder if what we had is that 6 by 50 Toro. I think it may be. Not sure, but apparently the Churchill's box pressed. According to this, what you just asked, they're 4.5 by 50, but they are called the Robusto.
Yeah,
and on the by Oliva. So of course there's non-standard. It's just a roundabout figure.
Yeah,
Robusto could be a 4.5 by 50 to 5.25 times 54, whatever.
Yeah, like one of our favorite cigars, the La Roma de Cuba in the baseline in the Robusto is a 5.25 by 54.
Yep.
Which is, another incredible cigar. Straight from the Oliva website, Nicaraguan sun-grown fillers. The Series G is a cigar with notes of cedar and coffee and sweetness with an excellent balance of smoke and flavor. And I would say if you've never tried, if you're wanting to stretch out there a little bit and you've never tried a Cameroon wrapper, the Oliva G, and in this particular size, is a perfect one to try. You're out a little bit of money, you're out a little bit of time, and it would be a good introductory, in my opinion, to the Cameroon leaf specifically. And then you could step up to the ones that are, a little bit more, maybe a little bit more bolder with like the New World. And then if you decide you really like Cameroon, then the next great step for you would be go with Fuente.
Don Carlos.
With the Don Carlos. Or if you didn't want to spend the money for the Don Carlos, you could go with the Florafina 858 Fuente, which is in a great size that I love, a 6 by 47.
Great cut down Churchill. That's a good size.
Great size, but
hour and a half.
But if you've never smoked Cameroon, you don't know what all the fuss is, and I've been talking about this for a while now, and and now I have a reason to talk about it because I just got a new cigar in, that will put a nice little bow on the history of the Cameroon leaf. That being said, if you haven't tried and you've been anxious about, or maybe you never even heard of Cameroon, this Oliva G in the 4.5 by 50 Robusto saves time, saves money, and you can support something other than bacteria and learn a lot about culture that way.
And you can support Africa because Cameroon's grown in Africa.
Yeah.
And it's one of the few things. I was trying to think of any other agriculture or product that, obviously diamonds, but that's obviously gets as bad press as it gets. So support. And the thing about it is, it's not like eating Brussels sprouts or something. Cameron, you're going to like them.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, it's an acquired taste. No, it's just a different flavor, and it's good. I think you'll enjoy it. And either one of those are a great choice.
It's unique.
Yeah.
And it's something, if you haven't ever tried it before, it's something completely different. And it's something that if you like bacon spice, sweetness, coffee, and some cedar, man, that Cameroon in the AJ and the short Robusto and or the Robusto and the Oliva G. And again, we got them. So help yourself to some of those. You'll like it.
What else can we say about, I'll say this is that you really, we'll do some other stuff about, maybe we'll do a Churchill episode why we appreciate that size and so forth, but really need to try different sizes of different things.
I think so.
Don't give up, especially if it goes this way for you. If you try smoke and you're like, oh, it's all right, I got a little, then try a different size. Okay. If you found something that you just love and you're like, oh my God, try a different size. You might like the other better. But it really does, the old cliche, size matters. It absolutely does when it comes to cigars, because the ratio of the filler versus the binder and the wrapper changes, obviously, the greater the diameter of the cigar and the length. For that matter.
And it's the ratio. The ratio.
Yeah,
of the filler.
It's a recipe.
Yeah,
it's just a recipe.
And they call it blending for a reason.
Right.
And some things, some things are just better in the as good as that EPC Robusto is. I would find it hard pressed, and maybe it is. I haven't smoked one in a long time in a Toro or anything bigger, but golly, I don't even know if I'd want to. That one's so dadgum good, but you definitely should try different sizes and figure out what you like the best.
This cigar smokes way above its pay grade. This is it's way above its out kicking its coverage. Let's just say that. So,
another great cigar that is often forgot about a lot, and they make this cigar in two different wrapper varieties. We happen to have this one, and this is the Punch Classico.
Legacy brand,
been around a long time. A lot of times gets forgotten about.
And should not.
I mean, is everything on Punch's portfolio grand and great and grandioso and all that? No, but I don't know many that are,
Not well.
And when they are, they're certainly not, economically priced. Let's just put it that way. You're going to pay for what you get.
I will say this, of the legacy brands, the ones that we call legacy brands, Cuban origin, original brands, I'd say that Punch rates of my personal preference at the very top. One of the top two or three, because we mostly smoke Nicaraguan brands and brands that came after the fact. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Probably. So I think that
they had to
Punch
start somewhere, right?
Yeah. I think Punch is one of those brands that gets overlooked and definitely should not. One of my favorite, we're talking about short cigars. I ordered some Punch Maduro years ago in a short Robusto size. And man, every one of them were incredible.
Yeah.
I mean,
so this is in an Ecuador Sumatra. This is the London Club. This is in the Corona size. It's a 5x40 Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper with Dominican, Nicaraguan, and I believe Honduran fillers. So now, this particular cigar in this blend, they also make, I should back up. They also make this same cigar in a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper that's going to have just a little bit more power, but a little bit more sweetness, a little bit more. It's going to be in a Maduro, so it's going to be a little more ripened, a little more well-aged. This is medium full to full, even in this little guy. It's going to be earthy. You're going to have some pepper. You're going to have, it's probably going to be more so of a one-dimensional cigar. So if you liked it, it's not, and what I mean by that, it's not going to be this complex. The first third was dried apricot and boysenberry over a wheat toast, scattered in a particularly great year for lime jelly or what the fuck ever, you know. And it's not going to change every third. It's going to give you straight up pretty much what you see is what you get. And if you enjoy it, then you enjoy it. And
you know what? There's nothing wrong with that.
No, absolutely. We've said it a million times. Sometimes I welcome it.
Me too. Sometimes I want a bowl of chocolate ice cream.
Yeah.
Not chocolate swirl.
Yeah.
I'm saying
or Ripple.
Yeah.
Or cookie dough or whatever.
There's nothing wrong. And scoring cigars based on the complexity of flavor change is bullshit.
Yeah.
Sorry. There it is.
I don't think that's the only thing you can judge it.
No, but they rate it higher if it's more complex. It's like, okay, man, just give me meat and taters. You know, it's just give me like that, but the banker that I smoked earlier as a meat and potato cigar.
Yeah.
All right. So is that.
Yeah, this is definitely a meat and potato cigar. If you're on a time frame or you're on a budget, this is a very economical
Hell, we're
cigar.
all on a budget. We don't sell stuff unless you're on a budget.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
and we try to get you the stuff that you can be a baller on a budget. This is not a baller. This is a workhorse. It's going to be there every time you go for it, but it's a 5x40, as well as in the Corona size, or 5x46, actually. Is that right? Did I say that right? No, 5x40. That's right. But very economical. You know, these come in boxes of 25. And, dude, what has old Benjamin Franklin done for you lately? Is what I'll say about that. We've covered the EPC. We got one more.
This is a special
cigar that I think is very special. I got to open these anyway because we've got a order going out of these.
Yeah, this is one that we talked about much. The AJ last call. This is the Maduro, right?
Yeah.
They make it in a
they make it in a Habano.
Habano, yeah.
That is damn good. Buttery.
They're both great.
Buttery.
Yeah.
Completely different cigar, but neither one of them are for the you got your knife on you?
No.
I don't have mine with me. I got it. Well, you can't even see them. I have to unwrap them. That's okay. I'll show you the box, and we'll take one of them out just for sure. But the last call, Maduro, AJ Fernandez. Man, I think I came into I think I came into the age of AJ when I really started smoking cigars. You know, not just having some here and there and having the occasional one, but when I really started smoking cigars. And AJ stuff, there's a lot of really good stuff, and then there's a lot of folks who just don't have who have the palate for it, and a lot of his stuff tend to be really full, and not just in flavor but full in strength, which is two totally different things. Another good show idea we can come up with, but we actually covered that on our 10 things you should know episodes. Go back and find those in previous videos that we released, previous podcasts. But this is in the Chiquitas size, which is a 3.5 by 50. The story behind this cigar is, well, I'm not going to unwrap it. Well, I guess I could. Like I said.
We've shown it before. Okay. I'll fly it up there for
Okay, yeah, do that. That way we don't have to. But it comes packaged nicely in a box of 25, wrapped in paper, pretty little band, and all that good stuff. I'll never get it back in there right. Hey, I did. But this cigar is 3.5 by 50. It's a perfect size for,
nightcap,
a nightcap or a nice little evening snack. It's fun size, kind of like a Snickers bar fun size. It's just
where you were going with that. But okay.
Well, obviously, I was going somewhere above my belt buckle, unlike you. Jeez, oh, Pete. You see what I put up with? See how he is? Again, this is in the Chiquita size, 3.5 by 50. You're going to get dark chocolate, espresso, black pepper, spice, and if you let them sit, you're going to get a little bit. If you let them age just a little bit, you're going to get a really nice molasses type of sweetness to this. You don't have to, but you can't. I mean, unless you got a really big mouth, you can't put them all in there and light them up at one time. So Pennsylvania broadleaf wrapper, which is kind of unique. And I don't find it to have that real peculiar bitterness that Pennsylvania broadleaf can have sometimes.
Well, it's because it's aged like that. It probably would if it weren't.
It may be. But with a nightcap of some coffee and or a nightcap of a nice, sweet, savory style of bourbon, maybe like a Granddad 114, old Granddad, which is something I really like a lot. Man, perfect nightcap cigar. Last call, And
I tell this story, I've told this story before, but one of the finest cigars I've ever smoked in my life was that Tubo Padron that we had after one of the shows in Rugby. And after that cigar, we smoked this last. So from maybe the best top 3 cigar I ever had in my life to this, and let me tell you, it wasn't much fall off.
It held up, didn't it?
It held up, and it just a great smoke. Great price. I highly recommend those. And then, these are things that you're not going to see. A lot of these, you'll see the G's in the New World, but most of this you're not going to see in most of your standard stores around here.
Not around here for sure.
Unless you go to a particular place.
And I will say this. I found out some really incredible numbers today about things. And as far as retailers go, nationwide, only 37% of the retailers nationwide has an online
store,
e-commerce type of store online. And in the Knoxville area, no one does.
Well,
but us. So, that's it. That's that. That's the short and maybe the not so long of it. But I'm telling you, here's a perfect testament to this little cigar right here. I've been yapping. I've been going on and on, right? And look at this. Still smoke. Never went out. Stayed lit. We're almost an hour into this. And like Jamie said, I wouldn't have believed it. But
well, if we'd have been normal conversation,
right.
You're not talking, it'd have been down a little bit, an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, I talked less, and this one was a little bigger than that. I'll tell you what, I'm going to smoke this somebody till it burns me.
Yeah.
This ain't going out.
You got the cinnamon yet?
Yeah, I do. I didn't get as much as you said you did, but
yeah.
Man, this is a great smoke. It's one of the most interesting retro hells I've ever had with this.
And it's an easy one. It's not going to blow the top of your head off. I retro a lot, so a lot of that don't bother me per se. Some of them will really get me going. I'll start sneezing and all that stuff. But any rate, between the AJ Fernandez New World Cameroon, the EPC Carrillo, New Wave Connecticut, and Robusto, the Oliva G, the perfect introduction to the Cameroon leaf.
Into a great brand.
Yeah.
Oliva's a great brand.
It really is, man.
It's
value forward, too. It's value forward friendly to the Davidoff Zeno in the short torpedo, to the Gran Habano lunch break number 3. And we can't leave out the punch Classico in the London Club, or Corona size, if you will. To the AJ Last Call Maduro in the Chiquitas 3.5 by 50. Closed foot on this one as well, which I really like.
Yeah, me too.
And to light those closed foot, don't listen to any of these other influencers and people on these podcasts and all that shit. Take you a soft flame lighter and light that thing.
Don't toast it. Just light it and smoke it.
Just light it and smoke it.
And you'll be glad you did, because you're going to get an initial wrapper-only puff.
Yep.
And it's really...
And it'll burn perfect.
That's great.
It will burn perfect.
So let's play this little game as we close.
Okay.
You get one cigar out of that group that we just talked about to smoke and nothing else, and that's the only cigar you get to smoke the rest of your life. What are you picking?
Oh, wow. Rest of my life?
Yep.
In the sizes?
And what's on this table right here.
Okay.
What we talked about. Now these two are the ones we're smoking. They're in card of this. Right? So.
Well, it may be just because it's fresh and I had such a great experience with it this morning. But I also think size-wise, because I am a very slow smoker and I can make them last longer, probably the EPC, the New Wave.
Which says a lot, because everything else there is something we smoke. What is this up here?
I have smoked all of these on a regular basis for a long time now. So they're not just something that we're hawking and or trying to convince you about. These are tried and true.
The only things that Good Guys Cigars carries are things that we smoke ourselves.
The New Wave.
Well, I'm going to have to go along with that with a very close second place with that Last Call.
Yeah, I really love those too.
But if you had these and that, you just about every flavor.
Yeah.
You got a lot of flavor going on there.
From daylight to dark,
too.
Yeah,
daylight to dark.
Any time. And I've actually smoked this little guy with a coffee.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
I like it a little better in the evening, but I have experimented and done it with a coffee. But
I am going to say that is my favorite Robusto size Connecticut on the planet right there that I just had.
I'm anxious.
Probably.
Really?
It's just in that size.
Yeah.
I prefer the champagne flavor, but not the Robusto size.
Yeah.
This one's pretty special.
I'm telling you, I thought it was. I thought it was as soon as I smoked it. I was just like, holy moly. I'll say this. This Habano number 3 in the lunch break, I have not had. They make this in different sizes as well. I would be interested in trying another size of this because it may be the smallest of all the cigars on this table, but I'm telling you, this thing smokes like a big cigar.
Yeah, I was kind of wonder what a Toro that would be. It
smokes like a big cigar.
You might be in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing because,
that brand.
Over the line of that entire brand, Grand Habanos are very affordable smokes. One of my, that's ugly. Yeah. One of my favorite Grand Habanos that they make is the Corojo Maduro number 5.
Oh yeah,
that's a fantastic cigar.
Well, they make a real good Connecticut too.
Yeah, we had one of those one time.
I've got some. Come in a cool green box.
Didn't we have this? Those were Churchill size.
I think so. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought a box of them.
Yeah.
They're good. They're good. I mean, that brand's pretty overlooked, really. So anyway, short cigars.
Short cigars, short on time, not short on flavor. Folks, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you've got a show idea, please let us know. Drop it down in the comment section. Share with your buddies out there if you're in the Knoxville area and or if you're from abroad. Share us with everyone. Visit the our social media pages, the Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. I think we're
all of them.
We were going to say, all of them.
Rumble coming soon.
Yeah, Rumble coming soon. Rumble is a platform, if you're not familiar with it. The only reason I got familiar with it was because over the past year, a lot of different people, a lot of influencers that I watch and listen to.
Cigar
influencers that I watch and listen to, like Cigar Hound Dog or Master Your Ash. They have moved. Well, they're still on YouTube as well, but they're also on Rumble. And Rumble is very much more loose with their restrictions of damning cigars to hell.
Yeah.
This would be the best way I could put it. So look for us over there as well. We'll put out some videos to let you know when all that takes place. But Good Guys Cigars. You got the rest of it. Use your Google machine. Be kind to one another. Lift each other up. Doesn't cost a dime to be kind, but it's certainly a price to be paid for cruelty. So, you want to do another one?
Absolutely.
You heard it here first.
Life is too short
to smoke bad cigars.
See ya.
Cheers. One more for the good guys.
I'll be gone in the morning before the sun comes up with me and my weenie dog and my pickup truck. Either way, baby, a good man, it's hard to find. I said, now either way, baby, a good man, it's hard to find.